I feel that I'm so far from you, Lord, but still I hear you calling me. Those simple things that I once knew, the memories are drawing me. I must confess, oh, that I've been blessed, but still my soul's not satisfied. Renew my strength, restore my joy. Then wipe my weeping eyes, and then take me back. So I want to get back to you, Jesus, to the place where if that's your prayer, you ought to do what he's doing. Take me back, Lord. Won't be satisfied till I get back where I first. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you guys enjoyed their little 1-2 from the late Bishop G.E. Patterson of the Church of God in Christ. Oh, y'all, this has been a week. I have been a little under the weather with some type of sinus congestion, but I'm coming out. So I have a cough drop in my mouth. I'm drinking some hot tea. In fact, I'm drinking some, I don't know if you ever had these, but these are some really good teas. I love tea anyway. But this is called Spot. It's an organic lemon black tea. I love teas, but this one is really good. I put a little stevia in it. And honey, I've been toasting it up. I've been drinking tea like crazy, trying to thin out these secretions, but we're getting there. Anywho, thanks for joining the live. Good morning, Living for Me. Thanks for joining. All in Unity, thanks for joining. DD Hill, thanks for coming on in this morning. We are going to get started. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm not going to be on here all day because me and my daughter are getting ready to go to Nordstrom. She wants to go shopping. I want to go shopping too. Get ready to go on vacation. So a couple of things I want to pick up. Well, I don't want to mess up your name. Diskanika, I hope I pronounced it right. Good morning. Thanks for joining the live. We want to first wish a happy Veterans Day to every veteran who has served in our armed forces across America. The Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. Oh, Lord, I just had a brain fart. The Navy SEALs, everybody who served, y'all. We want to. Okay, hey DJ Nick. I was like, oh, I didn't want to mess up your name. That's a really different name. This Kanika, I like it though. I like that name. Very rare. So we want to honor all the veterans who served in the military. Some gave some gave all. But either way it goes, I want to thank every veteran, thank every guy who is serving even now, even though they may not be veterans. Thank you for even serving today, because y'all been through a lot recently. You actually stayed on guard for our country, even without being paid. And we're grateful for that. Thank you, vets. Please like, share, and subscribe again. As I said before, we're going to use some fair use disclaimer. Some material in this video is used under U.S. copyright fair use, Section 107, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. I'm going to take this out of my mouth because it makes me sound like I am talking with a lisp. Today we're going to be doing some commentary, some criticism, some news reporting, and a little bit of education. But thanks everybody for joining in. Want to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the government shutdown and how it's almost over. We got some final votes and some signatures to get, but we can see the breaking of day. Kind of upset with the Democratic Party. They held this up and literally got nothing. Got a maybe. We will look, maybe. I don't know what you call it. We're going to talk about this TikToker who was sued for alienation of affection, and the other party won. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. We're going to talk about Latoshia Daniels, a young lady who actually unalived a pastor. She drove from Arkansas to Tennessee to commit this atrocity, and she was sentenced, I believe, earlier this week. We're going to talk about SNAP and why your president is still fighting to not give the people the SNAP benefits. Then we're going to talk about why the people are so upset with the New Yorkers for actually voting this gentleman into office. As you hear, I'm very congested, so I'm talking really weird. So if you see me drinking tea or water, it's because I'm just trying to keep these secretions flowing so I can get better, because I got a plane to catch soon. I got a vacation to get on. So baby, we're at crunch time. And I do not want to miss my vacation. We're gonna go into the neighborhood talk, see some whatever kind of celebrity gossip they got going on. Go look at the Associated Press news to see what they just look at some stuff to see what's going on over there. I'm trying to see what else I got listed. Oh, we're gonna go over and see what Governor Newsom has done this past week. I did not do Saturday Scoop because all of this was going on, and I had, of course, I was busy as well, but I had all of this coughing, and I just could not. I couldn't sit on here and just cough, cough, cough. So yeah. Hey, Queen Script, thanks for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is DJ Neek. But yeah, we're gonna get on into the live. Hey, Symmetry, thanks for joining. We're gonna talk about let's talk about the government shutdown, um, and what that looks like. Let me see if the Associated Press has that information first. Let's just go on over here and scroll around through the Associated Press and see what we can find. Hope y'all can hear me okay. I just sound like I'm muted almost. Ooh, let's go. All right. So the live update: bill to end government shutdown passes the Senate, now heads to the House for the final vote. And I believe just before I came on, I actually heard that they were doing the final vote. I may be wrong, but I believe I just heard that.
Mr. President.
Let's listen.
On this vote, the yeas are 60 and the nays are 40. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn have voted in the affirmative. The motion is agreed to. Cloture having been invoked, the motion to commit and the amendments pending thereto fall.
This has been a very long road, quite literally the longest shutdown in history. I am very, very happy to be able to say that we are coming to the end. And before we close today, I want to take the time to say thank you to my staff who have worked around the clock tirelessly now for the past 6 weeks.
Chad, that's what you get paid to do. You get paid to work. No sympathy over here for you. You and your staff having to work around the clock. That's what you get paid to do. So we don't want to hear that. The 8 senators broke with the Democrats on the government shutdown deal. These people vote. This one right here, we already know he's just like, yeah, he's a weak link. We're just gonna put that. I don't want to use that, but we're just gonna throw that out there. He can't help it. He can't help. This one here, I don't know how they deal with him, but yeah, the rest of them broke, and I'm sure it's because of the numerous calls they have been getting to their offices. We all know pressure burst pipes. 41 days without there being a paycheck for some of these households. The militaries, I heard they were telling the military personnel to go to soup kitchens to get food. Just it's pitiful. This is 41 days. The children of Israel only wandered in the wilderness for 40 days. We've been out here wandering for 41 days. Actually, today is going into the 42nd day, because it probably will be Thursday or Friday before actual government employees get back to work, literally. So, child, when I tell you I have no sympathy for these people who want, we've been working around the clock. You're supposed to work around the clock. You get paid to work around the clock. Y'all shut the government down. You need to fix the government. What I should have done was made these people come to a conclusion. You put us on hold for 41 days and you absolutely got nothing. Nothing. You wasted America's time. You wasted every Democrat, because these 8 people crossed the lines. They wasted every American citizen's time. 41 days of wasted time. For what? For what? Why in the world did they do it? Other than peer pressure. Ms. AKA, thanks for joining the live. Yeah, hang out with Big Homie. Good morning, Terry. That's okay. You're working from home today. You be careful. Y'all got this little sinus congestion going on here. Other than that, I feel fine. You said Mike Johnson, disgusting abuse of power are rampant. Johnson set records refusing to swear in. Yes, for 36 days after she won the election. And he did it purposely. He did not swear her in purposely. And we have to admit the false that the Republicans do. Y'all, when y'all go at midterms, we're going to talk about when these elections are coming up for next year, 2026, because I want to keep it fresh on your mind. I have a little bitty platform. It's about this big, but I'm going to keep telling my 168 subscribers. I'm going to keep telling my 168 subscribers to please remember to vote. Remember, when you go to these polls, what these people are doing during this shutdown, what they did prior to the shutdown. We had an election for an empty seat in Arizona for a Democrat, and guess what? They did not swear her in for 36 days, and that is absurd. She should have been sworn in. He refused to do it. Refused. When it took a break, I believe is what he called it. Child, when I tell you, just too much. They had no choice. They were determined to destroy the ACA. Child, guess what? You say they had no choice. They accomplished, let's say this again. They, say it with me, they touch your neighbor, in fact, and say they accomplished nothing. Absolutely nothing. They had a choice. They had a choice. They could have held the line, and they chose not to. So you held the government up for 41 days, and you accomplished nothing. Other than we saw that these people actually don't care anything about Americans. We saw that. We knew that already. Maybe some other people's eyes were open, but we know it to be a fact. He said, what's up, though? Hey, big homie. She's speaking. It was a waste of energy. Definitely a waste of energy. Definitely a waste of energy. ACA remains the same danger if it was in before the agreement. Definitely. Absolutely. They've accomplished nothing. We are going to lose the ACA. We're going to lose the Affordable Care Act. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone, you guys. It's gone. They could have focused on what they were destroying instead of folding with a whip. That's my point. That's my point. You held up the government and did absolutely nothing. You did nothing with it. You wasted a lot of people's time. You caused a lot of people a lot of heartache and pain. You caused airlines and people trying to get to their next destination an opportunity not to get there on time. You did all of that, and you've again accomplished nothing. We need fighters. AOC, Crockett, get these. Oh, baby, get rid of them. They're just taking up space. They're just taking up space. All in Unity said, right. They're just taking up space in government, and we allow it. We've allowed it. Let's see what else is going on. I don't even want to talk about it. These are the faces you need to remember when it's time to go back to the post. Federland, child, if y'all don't get rid of him, just he's the weakest link. How he keeps getting reelected is beyond me. But there has to be somebody else who's going to run up against him that's going to knock him out of the water. This lady right here, child, you go home, grandmama, and rock in your rocking chair, rock with your babies. Put them in your lap and just rock them back and forth. And y'all rest. You and your babies go rest. Rest in the Lord. Child. This right here look like he ready to take a nap at any moment. But this is what we got. This is what we keep electing to go and represent. How can this represent you? And we talk about, they call Biden Sleepy Joe. Child, look at this one. Look at this one. Tim Kaine. Child. He probably spends most of his time on the golf course. He probably barely knows what's going on. They were waking up people during these sessions. This, child, if y'all don't stop putting these mamas up in the government, child. Y'all know that's my favorite word, child. Let's see what else is on here. Everyday volunteers are providing stopgap services during the shutdown in show of community power. The Supreme Court is expected to say whether full SNAP payments can resume. That's next on the list. Let's go on and let's chit chat about that a little bit. Let me see where I have that at. Oh, I know I have it up here. Give me a second, you guys. I'm going to take her down. Here we go. Let's switch channels. Look, just for a moment. Is that the right thing? No. All right, let's remove this from the stage and add the right thing to the stage. Okay, so your president is still fighting. Well, I ain't gonna say he is. His administration is still fighting to overhaul. Really, to be honest with you, they just want to get rid of SNAP. This is the government shutdown was their opportunity to really get rid of it. And nobody may not see it that way, but that's the way I actually. Michelle said, I'm embarrassed to say one of them is my senator. Child. Was it the one that would look like he was about to take a nap? Yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. It's time to clean the Senate floor. It's time to clean the Congress floor. It's time to get rid of the lower and the upper courts. It's time to clean house when it comes to the House. I'm sorry, I said courts, but it's time to clean the House of Representatives. It is time to do that. Believe it or not, it has been past time. Mitch McConnell, why is he even in the government? Why? The moment someone answers that, the better off the whole world will probably be. This man has proven that he should probably be retired, sitting at home with his grandchildren and enjoying the end of his life. He should not still be up in government, giving any kind of voice to anything. There should be term limits and there should be age restrictions put on government. We don't let certain age people drive cars. So why are we letting them sit in government and decide what happens to us as American citizens? We need age restrictions and better term limits. Girl, we must be on. You shall live long, Queen's Grip. You shall live long because we're on the same page. Anywho, back to the SNAP benefits. The government shutdown was a perfect opportunity for them to get rid of SNAP, which is really what they want to do. They want to rid themselves of SNAP. Actually, all of that was part of the Project 2025. If you read that Project 2025, you would know part of the concept of that was to rid Americans of paying for SNAP benefits. Capitalism is in Project 2025 is supposed to reign. If you notice, the governor of Texas actually put a post up last week, and he said Texas was the only state in the union that was moving forward with capitalism. I'm embarrassed to say that he said that. That's embarrassing for a governor, a sitting governor, literally sitting governor, to get up and say that he is for capitalism, because the money never trickles down. It never trickles down. It always goes up. So we've got to, our mindset has got to move away from that kind of mindset. You said stop lifetime pensions in healthcare. I totally agree. I believe politicians should be placed on Medicare just like the rest of Americans. They should have health care covered while they're in office, but once they are done with office positions, they need to go on Medicare. Period. Period, poo. As my grandbaby would say. Period. Let's get on over here. Supreme Court. No, thanks. I don't want to subscribe, baby. Supreme Court expected to rule on whether full SNAP payments must resume. Now, here's the thing with the SNAP payments. Some states went ahead and paid those SNAP payments in full, hoping that they would be reimbursed by the government. And now you have a president who is literally fighting to not feed people. I want that to register in your minds. I want you to share that with your friends when you're out in public, when you're sitting around having your roundtable discussion with your families at Thanksgiving. Say, hey, you know what? Why is the president fighting to feed American citizens? Why? Why? Because those are questions that need answers. Why would you fight to feed hungry people? Empty little tummies, according to Peaches McIntyre. It is up to the U.S. Supreme Court and Congress to decide whether full payments will resume under the SNAP food aid program, which helps 1 in 8 Americans buy groceries, as some wonder how they will feed their families without government assistance. The Supreme Court is expected to rule Tuesday on request from President Donald Trump's administration to keep blocking states from providing full supplemental nutrition assistance program benefits. Y'all, I am catching my breath because my allergies are really doing something really crazy. Arguing the money might be needed elsewhere. But didn't this president just go on his little fiction social and say that he was going to send out a $2,000 stimmy? Correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't want to feed the people. Let me tell you something. I've already said I pay a lot of money in taxes and deductibles every single year. I pay a lot of money. Between me and my husband, we pay someone's entire salary. Me and my husband both have said we would rather our money go to children and older people who need to eat. I saw on Twitter this morning a lady who said she and her husband, between them both, I think she said her Social Security check was, I forgot what it was, her husband's, she gave their ages, she was 70, her husband was 65. I think his check was like $1,510. Hers was less than $1,000, just a little bit less than $1,000. She said they qualify for $23 worth of SNAP benefits. And she said, forgive us for not having enough money to make sure that we could eat properly because we have to pay so much in rent. Child. And now they want to give y'all 50-year mortgages. We're going to talk about that too. The Supreme Court is expected to rule Tuesday on a request from President Donald Trump's administration to keep blocking states from providing full supplemental nutrition assistance program benefits, arguing the money might be needed elsewhere. The seesawing ruling means the beneficiaries in some states, including Hawaii and New Jersey, have received their full monthly allocations, while in others, such as Nebraska and West Virginia, they have received nothing. The legal wrangling could be moot if the U.S. House adopts and Trump signs legislation to quickly end the federal government shutdown. They say that, but will signing and opening up the government release money for SNAP. I don't think it will. I believe this is a ploy for him to wipe SNAP off the board. That's just my personal opinion. Nobody has to agree with me, but I think this is a like testing the water, like you know how you stick your feet in the water to see how what the temperature is. This is, I believe, the Trump administration sticking their feet in the water with the Supreme Court to see what the temperature is. And if the temperature is right, they're gonna go in and remove SNAP completely. Just this is just a gut hunch I have. I may be wrong, but I don't think I am. In urgent need for beneficiaries. The cascading legal rulings plus the varying responses of each state to the shut off means people who rely on SNAP are in vastly different situations. Some have all of their benefits, some have none. In states including North Carolina and Texas, beneficiaries have received partial amounts. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to anyone who received SNAP benefits. Not in my state in particular, because I don't know of anybody other than maybe some friends or their family members who may have it. I don't know of anybody who does, but I will reach out to find out, because I'm sure I can find out if Texas had received partials. I did know a lady in Chicago who said she got $31 in benefits and she normally gets around 800. So I'm not sure what's going on with that either. I know that she filmed herself on YouTube going to the benefits office to talk to them. In Pennsylvania, full November benefits went out to some on Friday, but Jim Mallard, 41 years old, of Franklin, said he had not received anything by Monday. Mallard is a full-time caretaker for his wife, who is blind and has had several strokes this year, and his teenage daughter, who suffered severe medical complications from surgery last year. That stress has only been compounded by the pause in the 350 monthly SNAP payments he previously received for himself, his wife, and daughter. He said he is down to $10 in his account and is relying on what's left in the pantry, mostly rice and ramen. Ugh. It's kind of been a lot of late nights, making sure I had everything down to the penny to make sure I was right, Mallard said. To say anxiety has been my issue for the past 2 weeks is putting it mildly. The political wrangling in Washington has shocked many Americans, and some have been moved to help. I know there were churches who were doing a lot of, they're giving away food pantries in my area. I'm not sure what it is in your area. I have shared on my Facebook, my church in particular, we have been donating food. We every week when we get to church, we're bringing in stuff so that we could get care packages up, and they're doing a big donation on this Saturday. So there are people that are giving away food. There's a church in Dallas, Concord Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Carter, who gave every single one of his members who are federal government employees and were furloughed $2,000. $2,000 may not sound like a lot of money, but if you have not had a check in over a month, $2,000 is a lot of money. I am a Fed employee. I've said that. I was one of the fortunate ones who fall up under a branch that is already funded, but I have a daughter who is a federal employee who was furloughed. And when you make a certain amount of money and you have your life designed a certain way, not receiving checks for a little bit over a month becomes disheartening. So much and so, and my daughter hates to ask. I have to almost force her to take stuff. I called her one night, I was thinking, and I was like, oh, I wonder, did she get that paid? So I called her and I sent her a text in the middle of the night. That morning, she texted me back and she said, I didn't have the money. And I said, how much is it? And she told me, I said, when was it due? She said, the beginning of the month. I said, will they take the payment now? She said, yeah. I said, check your Apple Pay. I am blessed to be able to bless my children. And I thank God for that. I don't take it lightly at all. I don't take it lightly at all. When she called me and she said, Mama, can I? Will you let me have? You know I'm good for it. And you know what? I can say, this kid, I know she's good for it. If she say I'm gonna pay you back, I can always if I give her 100, I can expect to receive 150 back or 125 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing out a number, but I know she always pays back. So I want to be a blessing to her because I can imagine it could be me in that position. Luckily, I have a husband. She's a single woman. So she doesn't have anybody to rely on. And like again, like I said, she is so stubborn. I'm laying in bed thinking, she hadn't asked for anything. Let me call her and see if this was taken care of. And it wasn't. So thank God that I even thought about it. She wasn't going to ask. I promise you she wasn't going to ask for that. She wasn't going to ask for that because I know her. She will bust out crying and say, "You need so and so." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to." Girl, I'm your mama. Ask me. Ask me. I promise you, it's okay. It's okay to ask. She is. She said, "I just hate to." I asked her one day. She was like, "Thank you, Miss AKA. You said New York full benefits, Georgia partial benefits. My daughter's the same way. All in unity. This girl." I asked her one day, "Why do you do that?" She said, "I just hate to hear the word no." How many times have I said no when you really truly need something? Honey, come to your mama. I'd rather you come to me. If I don't have it, baby, we're going to get it. We're going to get it because I guarantee you I got a credit card around here that'll hold it because they have zero balances on it. We're going to pull it out. I remember when she was in college, she called me and she said, "They told me if I don't have X amount of dollars that I can't re-enroll." And y'all, I ain't talking about no little money. I'm talking about some thousands. And I said, "Oh, girl, I got this credit card that I've put away just for emergency purposes." And when she graduated with her degree, I remember her getting up at her party and saying, "If my mama had came through and paid that balance off, I wouldn't have this degree, y'all." She said, "My mama always been there in the clutch." And that's what mothers are for. Be there in that clutch. Be there for your children. Um, and so, if you could help someone in the process, help others. Child, I got a son. He ain't gonna ask. He gonna ask all. He gonna ask me before he ask anybody else. So he don't have no problem asking. He gonna not ask nobody else so he can ask his mama. That's who he gonna come to. He mama. Most churches will not give. So that was nice. That was a nice amount of girl. In fact, let me go on over to the tiki taki. I think we done seen enough of um that SNAP benefit. I think we've come to the conclusion of what with that. Let me see. Concord Baptist Church, Dallas. Let's see if it pulls up. And we're gonna talk about the past. We don't want to hear Denisha Ballard stretching out, honey. We want to talk about this church giving away this $2,000. Oh, it's not pulling up right now. Yeah, but most churches don't. But I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of churches during this time in my area, I don't know about other areas, are giving away, and they're giving away a lot. Good morning, that's me, AD. Thanks for joining. They are giving away a lot of. I see Thanksgiving meals are already prepared, pantries popping up everywhere you look. North Texas Food Bank, which is one of the places I volunteer at. They have been sending me things left and right every day almost. I get an email either asking for monetary donations or for volunteers to come help do things. On this week, I'll be going to do Feed the Harvest with my church. We go do this every single year. This year, I'm going to ask my whole entire family, all of my children and my husband to go to help serve the unfortunate because we are not a part of that bunch. Should be everybody who is not unfortunate should be thankful that you're fortunate to have food to put on the table for Thanksgiving. I've already purchased our Thanksgiving meal because I won't be here until like a couple of days before, and I ain't gonna be caught at the grocery store. So it's already gonna be here when I get back home. I'm just gonna pull some stuff out the freezer and get to cooking. And maybe pick up a couple of things like sweet potatoes or something when I return. But I think if God blesses you to have a nickel over lunch money, you need to be out here blessing someone else. That's just how I feel about that. And it may not mean nothing to anybody, but to somebody it may mean a lot. I started donating and volunteering my time to the food bank when I was in college. I didn't even know that a food bank even existed. And I was asked by, I want to say, my kinesiology instructor to donate time, and he gave us actual points to donating our time to the food bank. So I did, to get some points for this class. I went and did it. I don't know. I had an A already. I just did it because the biggest majority of the group was going as well. From that moment on, I just started donating. So whenever they call me and they need someone to volunteer, I go and volunteer. I've gone out to church parking lots. I've called them and asked them to come to certain areas and do it because of the department that I'm in at church. I've just done several things with the North Texas Food Bank, and I just think that it's always great if we get back. So I see a lot of churches giving back. I cannot find it under... Let me just see if I can put this in. Let me see if it'll pop up. Wrong church. It's not giving it to me. So I really want to see the time. Here it goes. Let's see if we can see if y'all can watch. This is coming from the Ticker Talker. Talking about Concord Baptist Church of Dallas, Texas.
Have stepped up to help some families and federal workers. Concord Church in Dallas announced it was giving $400,000 to church members who have been working without pay.
We want you to know your church loves you, your church sees you, your church cares about you. And we pray.
The church says every person receiving those donations is getting $2,000 each. Several local organizations have stepped up to help some families and federal workers. Concord.
So as you see, they raised $400,000. Money was given but through private donations. The church raised some of that money, and they gave every federal worker that was furloughed $2,000 each. That was the amount that they decided to give those that were in attendance on Sunday. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was absolutely amazing. Shout out to Pastor Carter of the Concord Missionary Baptist Church of Dallas, Texas. I salute you, brother. I salute you. God bless your church. God bless those members. God bless every hand that was a part of the giving, because I'm sure it helped somebody feed their family. God is awesome no matter what it looks like. He's awesome no matter what it sounds like. I think we've had enough of the government shutdown, enough of the SNAP benefits. Let's go talk about something else. Let's talk about, well, let's look at this first before we move on. We're going to wipe out all the bad stuff, and then we'll go into some stuff that may be a little more serious. Is this the one I want to look at? Yeah. Let's talk about your president suing America. Can we get a sound?
Video is real. Here's everything. The president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, is now demanding that the United States of America pays him $230 million for emotional distress and harm. I can't believe that this video is real. Here's everything that you need to know. Trump is demanding this lump sum from the Justice Department for the harm he suffered, onset by the federal investigations and criminal charges that he has faced in the last 4 years. Now, if this demand is met and he's paid the $230 million, that's going to be paid for by you, the American taxpayer. So what's next? Well, now the Justice Department gets to determine if they want to approve or deny his claim for $230 million. But here's the thing. One of the two people that could approve his claim would be Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Here's the thing about Todd Blanche. He's one of Donald Trump's lawyers and has been one of Donald Trump's personal attorneys for years, meaning that he is literally, not figuratively, but literally on Trump's payroll. So spread the word, because your tax dollars may very well be going into Donald Trump's personal bank account here pretty soon.
What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? You see how they do things, and then we don't ever know anything about what's actually going on in government? We knew, I had read somewhere that Trump was suing the Justice Department for $230,000 for mental anguish, but to know who is actually going to be responsible for making the decision of whether or not he can get that money, astounding. It's astounding. Child, let's go over and look at these people that are so upset. We're just gonna scroll through some TikToks that are upset about the mayor of New York. Wait a minute. Queen Script says, I'd rather see a sermon than to hear. I totally agree with that. I'm gonna tell you something about love. I say this to anybody. Love, you can say I love you all day. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But love is an action word. It's not a word that you just merely throw out. It is an action. It is something that you show. It is not something that you merely just go around saying. I could tell you I love you, but if I actually show you I love you rather than tell you, guess what you know? You know I love you, right? Enough said. Enough said. Enough said. Nothing surprises me about it at all. Nothing. Nothing. The lengths that people go through to cover this man is just it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's
He's gonna fuck everything up.
You got a weird name. What's his name again?
Mandami.
Mandami.
So now, the people are gonna oh yes, free rent. We're living for free. We're living for free.
This is a super in New York that's talking.
So go get a plumber. Oh. Then they gotta pay out of pocket to get a painter. Then they gotta pay out of pocket to do this to fix the apartment. And look at these people right here on fucking line to get pantry.
Yeah.
Yo, what is he gonna do for all these people? What is he gonna do for everybody?
I think he told you what he was gonna do. In fact, he's already got boots on the ground trying to do it. Let's move on through TikTok, see what else.
It's really weird to see how so many people are horrified and concerned and angry and worried about Mamdani and the fact that he won the mayor election on Tuesday in New York. But I would be more afraid and concerned of the fact that people in Kentucky thought that they could vote in the New York City election. They also thought that they could vote for the governor of Virginia. And the Kentucky Secretary of State had to tweet out that, hey, you guys are in Kentucky. Kentucky doesn't have elections today. You cannot vote in other states' elections. Are we okay as a country? Like, are Americans okay talking about the fears of communism and the dangers and all these free things? Universal healthcare and education and affordable housing can't work. But can we give it a shot? Can we give universal education a fucking shot? Because whatever this is, in a lot of states, isn't working.
How many of y'all agree with her? The very fact that people seem to be almost illiterate when it comes down to understanding laws, understanding just your regular everyday things, right? The mental clarity of some is so twisted and tangled up. It's as though some maybe have rode the short bus and licked the windows. I'm not, want to talk about anybody, but I'm just talking about everybody. Okay. I'm just saying people act as though they don't really understand life. It's as though something's missing, right? The fact that it's okay for me to do it, but it's not okay for you to do it. That mentality, that crazy stuff. It just is wild. The very fact that people don't understand the law, don't understand how it operates, but want to tell you how it operates. This is it. Symmetry just told you right here. Basic civics. When you don't understand the judicial branches, how they operate, U.S. government, it's oh my God, it's crazy. Well, am I the person who paid attention in government? I know I couldn't have been the only person that sat in class and listened to them talk about the branches of government. I know I wasn't. I know I'm not the only person who in college took U.S. government and then further understood even more the branches of government. I know I'm not the only person who as an adult has gone through and made myself more knowledgeable on everyday language that has to do with government. I know I cannot be. And I know that you guys can't be the only people that's doing it. So what is going... Miss AKA just said it. Inbred behavior. Got to be. What in the world is wrong with people? But I will say this. I'm not even going to say that. I think it's the very fact that we had a president by the name of Baby Bush. Baby Bush decided that he would create a bill called No Child Left Behind. And we left all the children behind. We left them all behind. I'm going to tell you something. That No Child Left Behind was, let's do some adding. So 4, that's 8, 16 plus 8. So the group that would have been No Child Left Behind is the group that is out here walking around right now. Left behind. I know a few Black New Yorkers who are not happy with Medea's win. I'm sure. Queen Script, that's to be expected. You're not gonna make everyone happy, right? But there has to be an okay to go along with government. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. My mother and my father, who were very active voters when they were living, they didn't believe in telling everybody. People say, well, who you vote for? I can remember when I was a kid, when Carter was president, my mama came home and she said, I voted today. Just random talk with my dad. And he was saying how he went to vote. My mama, I went to vote. And my dad, I think in their conversation as a kid, I butted in. Who you vote for, Mama? She said, none of your business. What happened to that? Why is it that everybody has to know, oh, I voted for Trump. Oh, I voted for this. I voted for Obama. Why? So we can start fights and arguments, and then we sit down at the dining room table to have lunch with our dinner with our family members, and I'm looking upside your head, you looking upside my head because you voted for Trump and I voted for Kamala, and we don't like each other now. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. This isn't even college level. This is exactly as I said. We took government. Then some of us that went to college, took college, U.S. government on a college level, on a collegiate level. And we don't even remember what we took on a high school level. And here's the thing is, they start preparing you for government even in middle school. They start preparing you in elementary by giving you history and giving you tidbits along the way. And then they take you on into government and teach you government. Oh, Lord, this drives me crazy. I can't believe this. Scary. It's frightening. It's frightening. These are the people. Why do you feel like you have some type of right to go and vote in someone else's election in a state that you don't live in? You don't live there. You live in Kentucky, baby. Worry about Kentucky. Worry about why Senator Mitch McConnell is still a senator. That's what you should be worried about in Kentucky, because he your congressman. Your senator in Kentucky. You people in Kentucky need to worry about Mitch McConnell. You don't need to worry about what's going on in New York. I'm not going to worry about what's going on in New York. Because you know why? I don't live in New York. Nothing that their government does affects my daily life. If I go to New York and visit, some of the laws or taxes, stuff like that, it may affect me when I have to go buy things. Oh, New York has high taxes. But guess what? I'm going to leave New York and I'm going to return to my home state. People in New York has to deal with that. So why someone in Kentucky thought they was going to be able to go do that is beyond me. We learned the branches in elementary, mid-school, at least 6th grade. We learned from Schoolhouse Rock. That's what I just said, Queen Script. They start you out in elementary school with history. Give you that history. That's your beginning of government. That should be social studies is your beginning of government. As you get into middle school, you're really getting into government. By the time you get to high school, you're going to step into that big boy. It's going to teach you about the traditional branches of government. It's going to go one by one by one. It's a shame that you have to teach adults government. It's a shame. It's a shame. And that's why they're able to put verbiage into your voting booths that you cannot understand and get away with it. That's why they're able to flip around, just take for an example, something that they may do if they want to pass a railroad tax, and they may give you some verbiage that is complete fumbo jumbo, as my brother says. Guess what? You're not going to be able to go into that voting booth and make a conscious decision because you can't understand it. Example 1. Last week, on Tuesday, we voted in the state of Texas. We had 17 proposals on the ballot. I read a couple of statements on Facebook. People that I know, young people. I was in there. I didn't know what those proposals were, so I was just voting. There is no reason why proposal number 12 passed. It shouldn't have passed. We did not need Abbott to add 2 extra people of his choice to our Texas Supreme Court. But guess what? All the proposals passed. Every single one. You know why? Because people did just what these people said that they did. I went in there. I couldn't understand the verbiage, the garbage. It was sound like mumbo jumbo. All they heard was, you remember on Peanuts where they gonna go wong 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 wong. So when you hear that, you don't understand it. So you're in there just just checking stuff. Oh, that sounds like a plan to me. And you just voted for this man to remove 2 hand-picked people that the state picks to go into the Supreme Court to help make decisions. And now he can appoint 2 people that of his choice. And he riding around here in a wheelchair, and just told y'all last week that he is going, not last week, just told y'all yesterday that he plans to go for another stint as governor of Texas. Get out of here. Yeah, exactly right. His old tail. Exactly. That's about Senator Mitch McConnell, you guys. That's what me and that's me AD talking about. Y'all worried, Kentucky worried about New York and their young, fresh blood they got over there. And Kentucky need to be worried about Mitch McConnell and the fact that he be walking down the hallways and falling face first. That's what they need to be worried about. They worry about why they have not allowed this man to go home and retire. Why they haven't pushed him out of office. That's what Kentucky needs to be worried about. Why they still got this man who is obviously having some type of illness. Why they have not allowed him to go home and retire and spend his life relaxed, because he's set for life. Mitch McConnell is a rich man. He's not broke by any kind of means. He got the money. He got the money, baby. We should have taken the Constitution test 3 times if you are a college graduate. If not, you should have taken the Constitution test twice. Exactly. Yeah, sometimes I'll be looking at people like, why are you voting? Why'd you even go? Why? Oh my gosh. Oh Jesus. I think in today's time, it kind of matters. We're dealing with fascism. We are, but come on, Queen Script. We should know basic knowledge of what government is. Just basic. And I'm not asking you to go out here and take a test to say that you know everything, but you should know basic knowledge. And if you don't understand it, guess what? There's Google. Baby, Chat GPT. There's so many things out here that you could actually go to and find out different information. There's no excuses for it. None whatsoever. Let's get on about it. I'm tired of the people. I'm tired of all of that. We done talked about that. Let's go on over here and look at my guy Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom, y'all, was in Houston this past weekend, and he ruffled up the feathers because you know Texas is all about that little red pill, honey.
Look, I just want to thank all of you guys for showing up for each other, having each other's back. Tuesday was a big night. And we would not have been successful. We wouldn't even have come up with the idea had you not inspired all of us to make the point. This is about all of us, not just about Texas, not just about California. It's about the United States of America.
Y'all, my comment's somewhere in here, but I put in here, this is the next president of the United States. I'm going to call it right now. Let me tell y'all, I want y'all to mark it on your calendars. November the 11th, 2025, LadyRo said Governor Gavin Newsom was going to be the next president of the United States of America. Trust me.
and say, because I got to get back in there because I'm about to speak. I mean this as a guy with 4 kids, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for showing up for yourselves and for each other. Thank you for giving a damn. Thank you for not giving into the cynicism. I know it feels like it's shock and awe, and it's all about exhausting us. But the fact is, that you're here today and you continue to share your voice and not give in to that cynicism, that fear, and that anxiety. That's the antidote to the fear. So keep it up. We love you.
Good job, Gavin. Good job. He came to Texas to encourage Texans, because I'm gonna tell you something. It's tough to be a Texan. It is tough. It's tough to be a Texan. It's tough to be a Cowboy fan. It's just tough around here. It's just tough, baby. It's just tough. It's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp. I agree with that. We should know the basics. We should know the basics all in unity. We should. I hope Texas DM take the go. Oh, baby. I got a whole little meme that I've been posting all over Facebook, baby. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna post it right here for y'all to see. Chad, this is how I feel about this right now. Hopefully, let's see if it'll let me pull it up. Let me add it, because Chad, sometimes StreamYard don't like me to add certain things. They want to be funny style, Chad. We'll see if it let me add it. Ooh. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let me add it. It may tell me it's a funky looking document. Oh, it did. This is my new sign on my Facebook. Texans for anyone but Greg Abbott, baby. This is my slogan. Baby, I would vote for the dogs walking on the street homeless before I vote for this man. I ain't never voted for him before. I ain't gonna start today. He'll never get my vote. Never, ever, ever. I didn't vote for Pretty Ricky when he was governor. I'm definitely not gonna vote for this guy. Never, never, never. Kentucky does not pay their weight in taxes at all. Not all. Texas gets money. We do get money. But even at that, Kentucky takes a lot of money. I believe they said they take a lot of money from New York, and from Caliwacky. Child, get on out of here. I had to do research, democratic socialism, to get facts. Yes. Texas had Aaron Richards and Barbara Jordan. They can do it. Exactly. Baby, I did a recent visit to the Texas Capitol like a month ago. And I'm a native. Never been to the Capitol in my life, but decided I wanted to take a tour of the Capitol. Me and my daughter were in Austin for a minute. And child, they got Aaron Richards, baby. I stood there at the Aaron Richards bust and looked at all the stuff that Aaron Richards has done for Texas. Aaron Richards was that girl. She really was that girl. I'm in Texas. I agree. Okay, Eva Walker. Yes, we got to. This is what we got to do, Miss Eva. We got to do this right here. Texas for anyone but Greg Abbott. They could be in a wheelchair. They could be riding on a horse. We just don't want him. We don't want him at all. We don't want him. That's who we don't want. You say call New York. Texas pays a lot of money to the federal. We do. We do pay a lot of, but we girl, when I tell you we are taxed to the max, we don't have a state tax. But if you own property in Texas, if you own any property in Texas, baby. Now that capitalism lives in Texas. It lives. We have what we call Encore. Encore actually owns all the power lines in North Texas. And you can get whatever energy company you want, right? So I can use Jobo Blue Energy, but I have to pay Encore delivery charge because they own the power lines. So you actually end up paying for power almost twice, because you pay Jobo Blue Energy $40, you're going to pay Encore Energy $50. See what I'm saying? It's highway robbery. Same way with water bill. These small little towns that have water, municipalities or whatever, maybe they be eating these people up with water bills, eating them up, eating them alive. Used to be your water bill was your cheapest bill. I guess it still is, but our water bill is never less than $150. Never. Never. Well, maybe about between 125, 150, somewhere in there. It's always, it never is less than 125. But it fluctuates around. Even girl, let's not even talk about internet bill, cell phone bill. I actually just cut off the house phone a couple of weeks ago. I mean, maybe a month. Maybe off. It may be off a month. Maybe I said a couple weeks ago, but it was in October that I had the house phone shut off. I've had a home phone as long as I've had a home. And I told the people, cut the line off. Because that phone would ring, and every time it ring, everybody looking at each other. One time it rang, my grandbaby say, "What is that noise?" I said, "Girl, that is the phone." No one answers it. What does it look like? Before we got her a cell phone, my granddaughter was here by herself. I was at work, and I gave her the cordless phone, and I ran to the store. And I said, "If you need anything, you call me." She goes, "I don't know how to operate this. How do you operate it?" So I had to show her how to push the talk and dial the numbers, and then you have to push the talk just like a cell phone. She goes, "It's not like a cell phone." But when I tell you, this child looked at this phone like it was the biggest confusion piece that she had ever seen in her life. It was just too much, child. Too much. She wouldn't have ever made it with a rotary phone at all. You said I still have my house phones. Symmetry, I did too, up until last month. And I decided I was going to get rid of it. If I do another home phone, it will just be a Google Voice phone. And you can do those. You can just get the little box, pay one fee, and it's a wrap. But I had my house phone because I was sending faxes. Say, "Baby, I got e-fax on my computer." Child, I don't do no more faxing on the fax machine. I got a fax. I don't do no more fax. They be like, "Send me a fax." All right, I'll scan it into my system and send it through e-fax. No, ma'am. No to the ma'am. I got rid of our house phone years ago, and my water bill's always up. See? All in unity. Water bill is ridiculous. Bills are ridiculous. Let me clarify. You have the phone line with no actual phone. I got rid of the phone line. I had an actual phone and I had a phone line. I got rid of both of them. I called the people last month and I was like, "Can you cut that line off?" Because every month they would send me a bill for that phone, AT and the T, and it would have 0 minutes used. So they knew I wasn't using it either, but was charging me $60 a month for it. Cut that thing off. Child, I just been donating money to the cause, kind of like the gym. Donate money to the cause because I go end up walking the trail or walking around the neighborhood, and I don't go to the gym. I used to go to the gym at 5 in the morning. Tell you, gym just be getting free money out of me. You said water should be free. It should be free. I think water should be free because water comes from God. But I understand that they are recycling water, right? Water we're getting is not pure water, it's recycled. So yeah, it's weird how they do that. It's the sewer charges is what gets me. Oh, mine too. Sewer charges. If the water is $20, the sewer charges is going to be at least $45. Hands down, it's gonna be at least $45. Luckily, on my mom's old place and my papa's old place, we have wells dug out there, and we have pumps. Now, my mom's place, we did have city water piped in, but there's a bad boy with a well that my mama dug out there, baby. So yes, and even in the city, where my sister lives, they have a well on their property. They have city water piped into their house, but baby, they got a big well and a big well pump out there on their property. And they live in the city, not in the city right over from me. So yeah, mine are almost $70 for sewer charge. You know what? I don't even remember what mine are. They're probably about that much too, because I paid the water bill, and the water bill last month it was $140 something. So yeah, it was probably about $70 in sewer charges, and then we have, our trash collection comes through the water bill as well. So, girl, you just being charged for a bunch of crap. I work for one of the utilities companies. Oh wow! When I tell you my rental property, when they're empty, I have to cut the water on, the lights on in my name. You wouldn't believe what I get charged for property that ain't no water even being ran through it. I cut the water on in my name because if we have to rehab, clean, mop, sweep out, you need water on. But child, you get a bill at an empty house, it's still gonna be $60, $70. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. My house, one of the properties was empty, and I got a light bill. In fact, it was empty in July of last year during one of the coldest months of the year. I cut the heater down to 65, opened up all the cabinets, dripped the faucets, and child, I got a light bill for $326. It's ridiculous. Stuff is ridiculous now. It's just, there's no reason for it, for a lot of what we deal with. Moving forward, let's talk about this Kiara, and I think her name is Brentley, TikTokers who one sued the other one for alienation of affection, and baby, she won. This ain't the right thing. Let's not share that. Let's go back to what I want to share. Here it is. I guess it was right. Let's talk about it. Let's see if it's this.
Popular North Carolina TikToker will have to pay $1.75 million after a jury found her guilty of destroying a Durham couple's marriage. The lawsuit filed in Durham County Court accused Brene Kennard, an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, of seducing and having an affair with her manager, Tim Montague. The suit was brought in civil court by the manager's now ex-wife, Akira Montague. Akira claimed the affair caused her mental anguish, damage to her health, and deprived her kids of a two-parent household. Tim Montague eventually left his wife for Kennard. The jury found Kennard guilty of both criminal conversation and alienation of affection.
Baby, she got to pay this lady $2.75 million. She got $2.5 in the judgment and then got $250,000 in punitive damages. Baby! The thing was, they were all friends. How do you do that? Isn't that crazy? That's the wildest thing you ever. Oh, that was wild. Brene. That's her name, Brene. Mm-hmm. I saw that she won a lot of money. She did. And you know what? Let's see how many big plates. She's going to have to get down there and really eat. She'll have to show y'all her eating. She's going to have to show y'all them big nails and kitty plopped up in. She'll have to show all that so she can make this woman some money because, honey, she going to have to pay up. A North Carolina woman will have to pay $1.75 million after a jury found her liable for destroying a Durham couple's marriage. The lawsuit filed in Durham County Court accused Brene Kennard, an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok and 274,000 followers on Instagram, of seducing and having an affair with her manager, Tim Montague. She has received justice from losing her husband and the father of her children, said Robinetta Jones, who was the attorney for Akira Montague. Child, girl, good luck. To me, that was a mess. That is a mess. That's exactly what I said. She would never get that money. Where's she gonna get it from? She gonna squeeze it out her right and her left boob. I don't know. She making some money on YouTube. She ain't broke. If you had a manager, you have to have money to pay a manager. These influencers, and I'm telling you this because my nephew is a TikTok influencer. My nephew has, I've already showed you, 2 million followers? I haven't showed everybody, but I showed some of the Mod Squad, my nephew. And they make money. They ain't broke. They ain't making a whole lot, but they get some money. So she just gonna have to make some monthly payments. I don't know what to tell her. So who is the husband with now is my question. He's still with Brene. He should have been paying also. I agree. And I don't understand why he wasn't made to pay. I'm not sure why she was the only one made. Maybe there's a separate lawsuit for him. I don't know. Because as a manager, you would think he had money as well. His Arsh should have been the one really accountable. He was the one with the ring on his finger. They both should be accountable because they were all friends. We're not gonna just blame him. We're gonna blame both of them. They were all this whole group were friends. The wife, Akira, Brene, and Tim, they were all friends. All friends. So blame both. Let's put them both on the line. She better get to eating, like girl. She better get to eating, doing whatever she be doing with them nails, and she better do it all. Whatever you got to do, get on there. You're gonna have to make 2 to 3 videos a day, because you're gonna have to get it done. Yeah, him and her, they still together, but maybe blame both of them. Don't let her take all the fall. Give him some of the fall too, because he needs to take the majority of the fall. He knew he was married, and he got out here and did the fool with her. So, baby, they both need to be. Whatever they're doing, they're gonna have to pay this lady $1.75 million. Go and file bankruptcy, baby, so she can go and get the money from the trustees. I don't know what else to tell you, but good luck. Good luck. Next thing I want to talk about, the young lady who unalived the pastor in Tennessee. LaTosha Daniels. I got this from Court TV, you guys. The jury has reached a verdict, and how long is this? This is 8 minutes. So I think we could watch about 5 or 6 minutes of it.
Friday night with breaking news, and yes, word in, a verdict has been reached in Tennessee in the case of the pastor who was shot and killed by his girlfriend, Natasha Daniels. His wife, Tabitha, also shot. She survived. The pastor did not. Natasha Daniels charged with first-degree murder, facing the rest of her life in prison. Let's take you inside the courtroom right now as we get ready to hear the jury's verdict. There are some lesser included possibilities here of second-degree murder, manslaughter, criminal reckless homicide. All of those, something that the defense is looking for, because if it's first degree, it is game over for this defendant. The rest of her life, she'll be locked up. Anything less than first degree, she'll have a chance to get out someday. The defense in this case, they admit that she shot and killed the pastor.
I understand the jury has reached.
Let's take a listen.
However you will be. You can stand and read the verdict. You should look for verdict form.
Do I need to start from State of Tennessee versus, okay. State of Tennessee versus LaTosha Daniels, indictment number 25-01253. Verdict form count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of second-degree murder as included in count 1 of indictment number 25-01253. State of Tennessee versus LaTosha Daniels, indictment number 25-01253, verdict form count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of reckless endangerment as included in count 2 of indictment number 25-01253. State of Tennessee versus LaTosha Daniels, indictment number 25-01253, verdict form count 3. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty in count 3 of indictment number 25-01253.
Would you like the jury poll? Yes, please. Okay. I'll start on this end. Is that your verdict? Yes. Is that your verdict?
When I tell you that story, you said that was another crazy case. Wow. The wife testified and said that she was unaware if the husband was having an affair with the lady. There was something going on. I want some of y'all. I want to shake some of y'all. There was something going on. It was something going on. You open up the door and let this woman into your home for her to shoot you and your husband. So, girl, I don't know. But they called it the broken heart case, honey. But she got second degree. So we'll see what they sentenced her to. I don't think she's been sentenced yet, but she got charged with second degree, found guilty of reckless endangerment for the wife. This lady, Your heart may have been broken, but I believe some of it was your mental. It was some of that was up here. Some of that was way upstairs that you I don't know. That was a strange case. If you get an opportunity to go over to Court TV, which is where that came from, look it up. I think her name is Latosha, and it's spelled Latoshia Daniels. The case out of she lived in Arkansas, but she drove to Tennessee. I think the pastor originally pastored in Arkansas, but then went to pastor in Tennessee. She drove 3 hours from her home to Memphis to do what she did to the pastor. So, girl, yes. Let's look at the neighborhood talk, and then we're gonna get off, and me and my daughter gonna we're gonna head out here to Nordstrom's. You said the husband keeps her eating. Let's see what's on the neighborhood talk. Neighborhood talk, what you got going on over here? Detroit man accused of pouring gasoline on his pregnant girlfriend and setting her on fire has been released on bond. Burned over 60% of her body. Lord Jesus, I don't want to even read that. Yesterday I watched somebody had a post a video of a dog and the man kicked the dog. It was just too much for me. In fact, I want to call the people on whoever it was who posted the video. Child, let's see what else is on here. I don't see anything worth really looking at. Therese Gibson and Terrence Howard star in the System movie to warn Black men about the prison system. It looks like it may be interesting. I don't know. I don't see anything on here that's really worth talking about. Not today, at least. Let's see what else. What's on the music? What they got on the music? Child, we done missed out updates. Ain't nothing on the music. What's on the news? Just what we've looked at. All right. I'm going to stop sharing that. You guys, I want to thank you guys for joining the live today. Wait a minute, what you said? Mom, I hope you pay for the Nordstrom shopping spree. Let her get whatever she want. I'm going to pay. But we ain't getting whatever we want. She got a job. Guess what? The government going back to work. So if she get whatever she want, it's gonna be on a loan. And I'm gonna write in the box loan. But she and I we shop well together. She's gonna help me pick out some things for my trip. Wait, I got a list for you to shop and send. Okay, send me the list. We're gonna pray about it. We're gonna lay hands on it. What's the name of the Terrence Howard movie? I don't think it gave a name. I don't think it gave a name yet, but we'll Google it and see what it is. Let me see real quick. It's called The System. The name of the movie is called The System. So I don't know when it's going to come out. We'll see. We're going to pay attention to see how well it is. I started watching a show that was recommended by Living For Me 75 on last night rather. I started watching season 1, episode 1, and I fell asleep. So I'm gonna have to restart watching it and see if I can get into it, because that's one thing I'm gonna have to do this week. What I'm gonna do probably later on tonight or this afternoon, because I'm gonna throw out some videos today, is do that last episode of Unlock Family Secrets. I'm gonna tell you something. I did like it, Living For Me. I just need to get past the fluff, because I got to the part where where it talks about the husband he wasn't living at home with the children and the security guard was there. At first I kept thinking, we gotta watch the security guard because he kind of crazy. But because he ran in behind the girl, I would have hit him with my purse. I'm sorry. He would have been knocked out. But she didn't. She let him run behind her as she went in to fuss at the husband. So I kind of understood it, but I really need to watch it more. Live For Me. So you're going to have to give me some more information on that. Will you be live again prior to your vacation? I'm furloughed, fed, ready to get back in constitute my team and get back to the people's business. We actually talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the live about furloughed employees. I'm going to take you guys on vacation with me. Now, y'all won't be seeing everything, but y'all will be seeing a lot of the things because we're going somewhere fabulous. When I say fabulous, baby, it's so fabulous that this bad boy got to go with me. I love new adventures, new places. I had to get a new passport because my other one was expiring in February. So, you have to travel international, you have to have at least 6 months left on your passport. And I didn't have 6 months. So, what I did was my other passport girl's all stamped up. So it's in a little corner. I'm so proud of my little passport and all the little stamps I was able to get on that passport. It was the first one I actually got a chance to utilize to the fullest. So I'm ready to put some stamps on it. This time, let me see if I don't want to show no important information, so I'm gonna get past that. But this time, child, they gave there's a lot of pages in the passport. And I will tell you this, the renewal process this year, man, y'all talk about the government. I talk about the government too. But I will say this time, the passport, I did it on like a Friday evening, one evening, and I had it the next Saturday. It was already in the mailbox. I mean, it came within a week's time. So I didn't have to wait. I did it prior to the government shutdown. It was like right on the cusp of the president shutdown. Of the government shutdown. I did. I renewed my my passport. And it came within a week. So when the government opened up, y'all need passports, get them done. I'm glad I didn't wait. I'm glad I did not wait because I would have not been able to travel on vacation. You said, can y'all see me in already in a bag? Can y'all see? Yeah, girl, come on. I told you, come on. But you know what, living for me, we're gonna plan a trip because I see you like to go. So that's all you got to say is I like to go, baby. We gonna go. We gonna go. Trust me, we're gonna go somewhere. We're going somewhere. Can't wait for our vacation. Yes, Michelle, we're going on vacation. Have fun shopping with your daughter today. Y'all have an amazing time on vacation. Make some really great memories. I plan on. My birthday's coming up, and this is my birthday trip. I try to always do a trip prior to my birthday. My birthday is around Thanksgiving time. When you're a Thanksgiving baby, people tend to like forget that you were born, add it in with Thanksgiving. Sometimes you just get that Thanksgiving meal and hey, happy birthday. Nothing really spectacular. And I decided after my grand birthday that I was going to enjoy my birthdays until the Lord calls me home or I get to where I can't do it anymore. So I go somewhere. I go do things. Last year I spent in Thailand. This year I'm going, you'll see on Sunday. Well, you'll see on Monday where I'm going. But I'm going to take you guys with me. I'm leaving on Sunday, but I won't get there until Monday. I got my passport renewed last year and it came quickly too. I was definitely impressed with Homeland Security. But I have all the things. I have global entry. When I tell you, if you have a passport and you travel internationally a lot, global entry is the only way to go. Because when you return to the United States, you're ready to get to your spot. You're ready to go home. You're ready to, do what you got to do. With global entry, you get pre-check. So you automatically get your pre-check. But when you come back home, all of that custom stuff, let me tell you something. Nothing is better than walking up to a machine, standing there, and it snaps your picture, and it says, "Welcome back to America, LadyRo." And you go up to the little guard, and he says, "Do you have any blah, blah, blah?" No, no, no. And I go on through the gate with my neck pillow and my carry-on, getting on out of there to get my stuff and go home. I'm telling you. So if you travel internationally, make sure you get global entry. It's worth the money. Thank you. My birthday's not until a couple of weeks, but I will be spending my birthday in the country that I'm going to. So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to have some fun. My honey's not going. It's me and my travel partner. And I'm not going to put her on on the video because I know she ain't gonna want to be on there. She don't want no drama, honey. She don't like the drama. She's a beautiful girl, but she don't like the drama. The smell of today is, I don't know if you can see this, it's Chloe. Have on some Chloe today. Actually, you know what? Let me show y'all what I pair with my Chloe. Hold on a second. It was cold in here. It's 40 degrees this morning. So if y'all have ever heard of Brown Sugar Babe, this is one of my favorite oils, period. I don't like a lot of oils, but baby, it's something about this. I found them at Essence about 3 years ago, and they were in a little bitty corner, and I just happened to be walking by. This is not a paid promotion. I bought this with my own money. And the lady, she started telling me about her oils. And she said, I'm not getting a lot of traction because they put me in this corner. I went in and y'all, I smelled this and it almost knocked, it just took me away. So she said, this one is Her. Her is a Chloe dupe, right? But is in oil. So this bottle is, let me see. I want to say this is an 8 ounce. Is it 8 or 4 ounces? It doesn't say how many ounces it is. It's 4 ounces. But this is the bottle. I just opened this one up a couple of weeks ago. Because, baby, 2 years ago when I got to Essence, after the first year of buying one bottle, I went through that bottle so fast. Her shipping is kind of pricey. So the next year when I got to Essence, I sought her out. She was in the middle of the floor. I ran up to her when she opened up, and I was like, I need some more oil. And she's like, come on in. Baby, I got 3 of these bad boys. This is a $65 bottle. But when I tell you it is worth every dollar, when I put this on with this, you can smell me coming and going. They have all the smells. Go to brownsugarbabe.com and you will find her. In fact, let me show you. Oh, come on now. Let me go to the Googler. Because that was not her thing. brownsugarbabe.net. I was wrong, but let's share so you guys can see it. She has all the smells. If you follow Angelica, is it Angelica that does the Canvas Beauty thing group in Facebook? She has talked about brown sugar a lot. And one of my favorites, when I tell you one of my favorites, Brown Sugar Babe is my go-to. I already get alerts from Brown Sugar Babe, so I don't need no more alerts. And she emails me crazy. She has perfume in the bottles, the oils, diffusers. So these are her diffusers. I think I'm gonna buy me a couple of them for my house, one for downstairs and one for upstairs. But this is what she has the perfume oils, and then I use the body oils, the nourishing body oils is what I use. This is them. I just showed you her, but she has all of the fragrances. If you have a favorite perfume that you like, I admonish you to go to her website, find those smells. She has the ones that I have this one as well, the Madame, which she gave me a bottle. She gave me a 2 ounce bottle of Madame, but I bought nothing but her because that is my favorite. I love the perfume Chloe anyway. I have several perfumes. Chloe's not my only perfume. I have lots of perfume, but I enjoy pairing these together when I wear my Chloe. I don't wear Chloe every day, but it's probably one of the perfumes that I buy the most often. But this is her. And she never has that small bottle whenever I tried to order. But you can get 3 of them for $170. So that's kind of how I do, is get the oil collections. But I always get the same smell. All right. So try Brown Sugar Babe, absolutely amazing product. And I pair it again with his perfume, which is the Chloe. Even the Madame, which is part of the Mickey Mouse collection, which is a very expensive perfume. That perfume is like $150 a bottle. And this for the small. That paired together, it smells amazing. All of her oils smell just like the perfumes. You could just wear the oils by themselves, or you could put on the perfume over the top. But I will tell you this, you will smell yourself all day long. Everywhere you go, the clothes you take off, when you take them off and put them in your hampers, they will still smell like the oil days later. In fact, when you put them in the washer, you got to wash that smell right out of there because it just illuminates the smell. Anywho, that was my smell of the day. My smell of the day is Chloe, paired with Brown Sugar Babe's Her. I showed you the website, brownsugarbabe.net is her website. Go over and patronize her. Black-owned company. The owner is absolutely amazing. She's an amazing woman. When I tell you, every time I've ordered from her, she always sends me a gift. Whatever it is, she sends me a gift. Even when she was stuck in that little corner and she was so disappointed, I told her, I said, I'm going to tell the world about you because your customer service was top tier, but your product is over the top. So check her out. You guys have a great day. If no one told you today they love you, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to tell you what you can do. Stop the noise. Be that light that you want others to see, okay? The Bible talks about us being a city that is set up on a hill that cannot be hid. Be that city on the hill that cannot be hid from the world. Be the light that you want to shine and for the whole world to see. You guys have a great day. Happy Veterans Day to our veterans out there. Misdiagnosis, happy Veterans Day to you and to every veteran that is listening to this live. Texans, for anyone but Greg Abbott. All right? Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.